All right, I'm not gonna hold you guys up. Monday Night Raw was boring, very boring and bland. It felt very AEW esque, where they didn't do that much of a follow up from Clash in Paris, and it was just an all around boring show. The only good thing about this show is that it came on early. It came on at 2 p.m. I was thinking that it came on at 3, but it wasn't so. So I went ahead and checked Netflix, and I think I missed about the first 10 minutes of the show. It didn't really matter because Jey Uso was eating, so who cares? So whatever. But the only okay thing on the show was the CM Punk Becky Lynch back and forth promo. So we're going to talk about that first, and then from there we're going to get into the remainder of the show, which was honestly hot garbage. And even though Jimmy Uso returned to save Jey Uso from the beatdown at the end during the main event, who cares? No one cares about that. The Vision on Monday Night Raw has no vision. They're the worst faction on Monday Night Raw. They're worse than Judgment Day. Like, they're that bad. Seriously. So, we're going to get into Monday Night Raw from September the 1st, 2025. Happy Labor Day. Hope you guys had a good one. Hope you guys enjoy it. And stay safe. So, we're going to get into the middle of the show. So CM Punk comes out. CM Punk says that he's waited for Seth Rollins long enough. The show doesn't run on Seth Rollins' time. So CM Punk is hijacking the show and will sing songs with his French friends until Seth Rollins comes down to face him like a man. So Becky Lynch shows up. She's dressed in red-black attire, which is kind of weird. Who cares? So her and CM Punk, they get into a verbal spat and dispute. So Punk says Becky has nothing to do with this. But as long as she can get on her phone and call Seth Rollins to tell him to get his rotten ass out here so he can fight him like a man. CM Punk once again says he doesn't want any part of this. So Becky says, does CM Punk think that he's the only one that, Becky Lynch says, does CM Punk think that he's only impacted one person in her family? So then Becky says that she had to listen to CM Punk tell lies about her husband, berating the father of her child, the greatest man she knows. So Punk says that Seth Rollins is a coward. Becky says that Seth Rollins is everything Punk will never be. That is, he's hot, he's jacked and talented. What the hell? So CM Punk said that Becky's delusional. They continue to throw jabs at each other. So Becky says that when CM Punk walked out, the people chanted Punk's name to let Becky know that they didn't care about her and the hard work she put in. So Becky Lynch says that CM Punk is not the voice of the voiceless. He's the poster child for apathy. That was a good one. I love that right there. And Becky Lynch said she never forgot that. So the crowd tells her to shut the fuck up. She says that she started a revolution. They're at the top of their divisions, both of them. And Becky Lynch says that Seth Rollins is a visionary. So Becky Lynch says that she's the greatest female talent according to Sports Illustrated. And she needs CM Punk to get out of their way. So an AJ Lee chant breaks out. Becky says that she doesn't work here in response to that. And Punk doesn't fit the vision. So Punk says that that sounded good, but the vision is blurry. So Punk says that he's the best in the world. And he puts over the Paris crowd and everything else. So Punk says that she's an extremely talented person. Punk also says that Seth Rollins has behind his title Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed, and now his wife. So then Seth Rollins, he shows up. He cackles. He says that he's been waiting for Punk. He's been looking for Punk all night. If he has something to say to the World Heavyweight Champion, he come up here and say it to his face. So Punk tries to sidestep Becky Lynch, but she stands in his way. Punk gets around her and then walks off. And then Seth Rollins walks off. So Becky then slaps CM Punk. She continues to swat at him and pushes him. Becky Lynch says that CM Punk is pathetic and she wants him to do something about it. And CM Punk says that he'll make Seth Rollins ever regret cashing in on him. And she'll regret ever putting her hands on him. And Becky Lynch says she already does. She already has Punk's stinky sweat all over her. Becky Lynch dismisses him, and then CM Punk keeps his cool, and then he dips out. And then Becky Lynch says that he's pathetic, and he'll never be a champion. So this was fine here. I did like this. This was okay. It could have been better, but this is all right. So we know that on Friday Night SmackDown, they're going to be in Chicago. So that's when we're going to see AJ Lee return. This is going to set up a mixed tag. AJ Lee and CM Punk versus CM Punk. AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. Who really cares, because nothing's on the line. Now, it would be interesting if they went ahead and did a match where the World Heavyweight Championship and the Intercontinental Championship for the women, if that was on the line in this match, but it's not going to happen. It's just a basic mixed tag that really could take place on Monday Night Raw as the main event, if we're being honest. Like, let's just get real here. Like, come on. We are reliving 2019 all over again. Triple H, you dumb clown. You dumbass clown. So, whatever, man. But this is okay. All right, let's get into the beginning of the show. So, the beginning of the show kicked off with Jey Uso. He clearly yeeted for about a good 10 minutes or whatever. He didn't really basically say anything. So, Jay says that he's not going to run it back tonight. He should be standing in front of everyone. World Heavyweight Champion. He said he's got some taped ribs around his waist. So basically he wanted to challenge the Vision because Roman told him, go after things, basically. So LA Knight comes out and everything else. Gets a pretty good reaction. So LA Knight believed that he'd be world champion. Instead, he's sitting here as a loser. They lost that match. Seth Rollins is still world heavyweight champion. So LA Knight happened, pointing out, how he lost at Clash in Paris. So Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, they basically show up. So LA Knight says that these two guys love the eighth grade so much they had to repeat it 3 times. If they don't have enough brain cells to rub together to form a cohesive sentence, they should walk their asses to the back, which is hilarious. So Braun says that he has enough brain cells to beat LA Knight because he's done it twice. So basically, Braun Breaker doesn't say anything. He says that he's going to put Jey Uso next to the... my bad. Braun Breaker doesn't really say much of anything. He says he's going to put Jey Uso in the hospital next to Roman Reigns and everything else. And they're off the chain because Paul Heyman's not there. These two dogs are going to, take Monday Night Raw by storm. Who cares? So Bronson Reed, he says, that he's still the tribal thief and everything else. He says that Seth Rollins had a vision, and it doesn't include Roman Reigns. They took him out, and that vision doesn't include Jey Uso or LA Knight. They're next. And so basically, they get challenged to a tag team match, and that was it. That's how the show started. I don't care about any of this shit. This is a waste of time. Moving on. So the Kabuki Warriors, they're walking backstage. Iyo Sky walks up to them. She apologizes for last week. Asuka laughs and says that it's okay because they're family. They'll take care of the Judgment Day for her. Iyo Sky says that they need help. Asuka declines. Iyo Sky says she's done with Rhea Ripley. Asuka says no one's ready for the Kabuki Warriors, and that was it. Then Kari Sane tells Iyo Sky everything will be okay. So, there's that. This leads us into the first match of the night. The Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kari Sane, they defeat the Judgment Day, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. I don't give a shit about this. We've seen this match 1,000 times already. Move on from this. Moving on. So Adam Pearce, he has a video, and he addresses the vacant Women's World Championship. He says there are two contenders. The first is going to be Stephanie Baker, who won the Battle Royal at Evolution. Iyo Sky was scheduled to face Naomi, but she never got the match. So it's going to be Iyo Sky versus Stephanie Baker at WrestlePalooza in 3 weeks. Cool, good stuff there. Moving on, this leads us into Finn Balor defeating Dragon Lee. Whatever, I don't care about this at all. Who gives a shit? Poor Dragon Lee. Moving on. So, Iyo Sky, she is walking backstage when Nikki Bella walks up. Nikki Bella wishes her luck in the Women's World Championship match. The Kabuki Warriors show up. Asuka pushes Nikki away. Nikki's not happy. She walks away. Asuka says Nikki's not a friend. Asuka says that they can help Iyo Sky at WrestlePalooza. Iyo wants to do it alone, but Iyo Sky, but Asuka angrily says she couldn't win at SummerSlam alone. And then Asuka says they'll be there, and then she walks off. Kari Sane tries to talk to Iyo Sky, but Asuka calls after her, and then Iyo Sky, Kari Sane cheaply leaves. Okay, that's fine there. I don't care about this shit at all, though. So, whatever. Moving on. This leads us into more Judgment Day stuff. So, Adam Pearce walks up to Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough, saying that they're both banned from ringside, that being Finn Balor and JD McDonough. And then Dom's not happy. And then Finn Balor is a little bit happy about that. Okay, that's fine. Then this leads us into a shitty 6-man tag. The New Day and Grayson Waller versus Penta and the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar. Who wins? Penta and the War Raiders. I don't care about this. Penta has fallen from grace completely. He's non-existent. He was real hot in January, and he's been cooled off significantly now, and I don't like it. I really do not. It's dumb as hell, so whatever. Moving on. So Kathy Kelly, she's backstage with Rhea Ripley. So, Kathy asked about Rhea's thoughts on Iyo Sky versus Stephanie Baker at WrestlePalooza. So, Rhea says she's been getting close to Iyo in recent months. Does that impact Rhea? So Rhea says she respects both women, but she always has her eye on the prize, and she'll get a title shot. I don't care about this. The Kabuki Warriors, they interrupt. So Asuka says she can't believe Rhea wants a title shot before Iyo even wins. Rhea says she doesn't know why Asuka has a problem with her. She wants a title like anyone else. Asuka says Rhea is not friends with Iyo Sky. Asuka wants her to stay away. Rhea tells Asuka not to push her. Asuka tells her she'll push anyone she wants. Rhea says, "Try me." Asuka says no one's ready for Asuka, not even you. Then Asuka walks off, and then Asuka is angrily yelling at Kari Sane to follow her. Okay, that's fine. Makes sense. Moving on, this leads us into more Judgment Day stuff. So, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, they show up, they storm in, they're furious that Iyo Sky has a Women's World Championship match when she's the last person to beat her. Lyra shows up. Roxanne Perez tells Lyra to go find her buddy Bailey. They all start to argue. Adam Pearce kicks out Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Then Adam Pearce tells Lyra Valkyria that He talked to Bayley. She said some weird things, but she'll be back soon. And Lyra Valkyria wants to get in the back of the ring. She wants to battle either Bayley. My bad. She wants to either battle Roxanne Perez or Raquel Rodriguez next week. And then Pierce says he can make that happen. Moving on, AJ Styles is defeated by Dirty Dominic Mysterio with the help of El Grande Americano. So I wasn't paying attention to this match either. I fell asleep. Who cares? So Dom wins via the frog splash. And I would assume Kaiser showed up, or maybe even Pete Dunne or Tyler Bates showed up as the El Grande Americano. And, you know, he did the headbutt and the mask thing. And there's that. I don't care about this shit at all. I really don't. Moving on. So, Jackie Redmond's backstage with LA Knight. LA Knight says he doesn't know if it's the best decision, but he doesn't want, he doesn't know how to quit or stop. He and Jey Uso can survive together or die apart. Jey Uso shows up. Jey Uso says he comes from the dirt. They got his cousin, so he has to get them. Jey Uso says if LA Knight stays out of his way, they won't have a problem. So, you know, there's that. So it seems like they're probably going to do a Jey Uso LA Knight feud pretty soon, and that seems interesting. That's something that I am interested in. So, whatever. That's cool. CM Punk and Rhea Ripley, they are backstage. And so, they're talking about they're running bad luck when Adam Pearce shows up again. Adam Pearce says he doesn't know how it happened. Seth Rollins is already in the building, and then CM Punk says he's going to find him and take care of this. Okay, moving on. So Rusev, he has another backstage promo vignette. Rusev says that Clash in Paris, two former friends walked in, but only one walked out. Sheamus called him a bully, but Rusev called his bluff. Rusev is an example of all the kids that's impossible to be good when they're destined to be great. Rusev says everyone should be like him. As for Sheamus, he brought his Irish party, but his French spirit also got showed up. Rusev wants them to be friends again now that Sheamus knows his place is beneath his feet. What the hell? Who really cares about this shit? I don't care at all. Moving on from this, CM Punk is furious. He walks backstage. So Adam Pearce shows up. Adam Pearce says that Seth Rollins got in the car and left. Adam Pearce says that Punk knows where he works. Punk asks where's SmackDown this Friday. Adam Pearce says it'll be in Chicago. Punk smiles and says tremendous. Okay, cool. So we know that AJ Lee is going to return probably on SmackDown, which makes sense. They'll be back in the States. Main event of the evening. The Vision, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, they defeat Jey Uso and LA Knight. And post-match, LA Knight and Jey Uso get beat up for their troubles, but Jimmy Uso shows up to make the save, and he's got an equalizer, that being a steel chair. He chases off the Vision, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, and then Jimmy checks on his brother, and then that was it. So this is fine there. It seems like they're probably going to set up a tag match. Maybe it could be the Usos versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed at WrestlePalooza. Who knows? But that's probably where they're going to go with it. Monday Night Raw was boring, though. The only thing I liked on the show was the CM Punk Becky Lynch stuff. Other than that, everything else on the show was just a waste of time. But whatever. But Monday Night Raw continues to be bad, and it just gets worse week in and week out. Just like SmackDown. But it is what it is. But what did you guys think of Monday Night Raw? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.